Right. Welcome back to another session of physics. We are dealing with the thermodynamics, and in this class, we are going to look at the work done in two different types of processes. First one is work done in isothermal process, and in this, we need to talk about the amount of work done by the system. Work system and surroundings are the things which are interacting with each other. We supply heat to the system. That will result in various changes. It will result in change of temperature, change of pressure, change of volume. All these things will take place simultaneously, but it is not possible to measure all the things simultaneously. Now what we do is that we keep one of the things constant and we study the other things, such as isothermal process is one such process in which temperature of the system is remaining constant. What is this process? This process is that isothermal process is that in which if the temperature of the system is remaining constant, then that process is called as isothermal process. And we follow this convention for ideal gas equation. We know that equation is given by PV is equals to nRT. By making use of this equation, we now talk about the amount of work done. Let there is a system. Concentrate. Let there is a system which is filled up with some kind of a gas whose initial pressure and initial temperatures are P1, V1, and this has been now undergoing some kind of changes, or the change of system taking place by taking the temperature constant. It is now undergoing to some other kind of a system where pressure and volume are now going to change to the values of P2 and V2 by keeping what? By keeping the temperature constant. Now for this case, in order to happen this kind of a thing, how much is the amount of work done? For that, what we do is that we say that let dW be the amount of work done. dW be the amount of work done in undergoing a system to make change from V1 to V2. Let initial volume be V1 and it is now going to a final volume of V2. Let this change of volume be given by means of dV. dW be the amount of work done in undergoing a change for small part of, this is a total change. V1 to V2 is a total change. Total change will result in total work done. But for this part of dW, dV be the amount of change. Volume is changing from V1 to V2. Volume is changing from V1 to V2. There is some disturbance. Accordingly, I'm looking at that, so don't bother much. Like total system is undergoing a change from V1 to V2, and during this change, at some intermediate time, let us say dV be the small change of volume taking place. It is undergoing from V1 to V2, right? In order to go this, it should get V1 prime, V2 prime, and accordingly it should increase and it should change. Increase or decrease, we are not bothered. Let dW be some small portion of the change of volume. For this dW, the amount of work is taken as dW. Now, using this concept, we know that work done is given by P times of dV. We have used this equation earlier also. Work done is given by, we should make use of this equation. Under Bernoulli's theorem, have come across this. Accordingly, small part of work done is equal to small change of. Now, how to get total work done? Total work done, W is equals to integration of dW. We first apply for small change of volume, and for that small change of volume, dW the amount of work done. From this, we now try to calculate the total work done, which is now undergoing from where to where? Undergoing from initial value to the final volume. When volume is changing, we take the other thing to be constant. That is dW is equals to P times of, this is generalized formula for work done. If you remember or not, I don't know, because it has come across earlier in Bernoulli's theorem also. Therefore, dW is equals to PdV. This is a small part of work done. From this, to get the total work done, we need to integrate this. Integration of W is equals to dW is equals to integration of PdV. Are these steps clear? Only few things we are putting in some particular form. Are these things clear? Total work done is integration of dW, that is equals to integration. When I say dV, now the total work done is taken from where to where? Total work done is taken, Rishta, clear, right? Total work done is taking place from V1 to V2. Now we need to work on this. We want to calculate amount of work done using this concept of now ideal gas equation. Because we need to use the term isothermal process, temperature to be kept constant. I should introduce the term of temperature in this. I should introduce the term of temperature because we are talking about isothermal process where temperature is constant. So by removing this P, can I say that P is equals to nRT by V? From ideal gas equation, PV is equals to nRT. By removing this one, you can say that. Just complete this. Some more space. PV is equals to nRT. Now you can say that. Therefore, total work done is equals to integration from V1 to V2. In place of P, you can say nRT by V times of dV. This dV is as it is. In place of P, replaced by nRT by V, V1 to V2. This is the total amount of work done. Total work done is integration of dW. dW is PdV. Therefore, integration of PdV gives total amount of work done in what process? In isothermal process is given by integration from V1 to V2, nRT by V times of dV. Now, this is the thing. What these are the three things constant. T is constant, isothermal process. R is constant. N is constant. Variable is only in terms of volume. Now, how we put that is in this form. How we put that is total work done W is equals to you can take nRT out of integration because nRT is constant. Integration of what? Integration of 1 by V times of dV, which changes are going to take place from V1 to V2. Changes are going to take place from V1 to V2. Therefore, amount of work done is equals to nRT. What is integration of 1 by V dV? If you remember this, integration of 1 by x dx is equals to log of x, right? ln of x. ln natural logarithm to base 2 or base 10. There are two kinds of log v it is, right? ln or log v it is. Log v, log x. Integration of 1 by v dv can be simply now replaced by means of log of v from v1 to v2. Integration of 1 by v dv is because this has come from this one. Therefore, amount of work done is equals to nRT times of log of v final volume minus initial log v2 minus log v1. Again, log A minus log B. This is in the form of log A minus log B. Any idea what it is? Log A minus log B is equals to. Any idea what it is? Log A minus log B is equals to log A by B. Hopefully you know this. Yeah, very good, Rajesh. Nice. Log A by B. Log V2. This is the final formula for amount of work done. That's it. It's done. Over. Amount of work done in isothermal process is given by keeping temperature constant. You can write that equation in terms of, because see both P and V both are changing, but it is not possible for us to study both the things simultaneously. Now when you are doing this one, we now only take how much volume changes. Pressure is also changing, we are not bothered. Volume change is sufficient to calculate the amount of work done. Or since you can write that ideal gas equation P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. Can you write this? Because T is constant, PV is equals to nRT1, P1 V1 is equals to nRT1, nRT, P2 V2 is equals to nRT. Can you write this? P1 V1 is equals to nRT, P2 V2 is also equals to nRT, because T is constant is same. These two are constant. You can equate these two, right? P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. Or by knowing the initial volume and final volume, by putting in this formula, you can calculate the amount of work done. How can you replace this? By means of pressures. If you want, if you know pressure values from first and last, if you know pressure values, how can you change these terms now? W is equals to, any idea, any answer from anyone? You can answer this if you get that. nRT times of, I want to write this equation in terms of pressure. nRT log of what? You can respond, you can give response if you get this. It should be P1 by P2. Very good, Rajesh. It should be P1 by P2 because from ideal gas equation, PV is equals to nRT. Simple, I already told you. PV is equals to nRT, or P1 V1 is equals to nRT. P2 V2 is also equals to nRT only. Since RHS is same, LHS can be equated. That is P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. V1 by V2 is V2 by V1 is equals to what? V2 by V1 is equals to P1 by P2. Accordingly, yeah, P1 by P2. Very good, Rishita. Very good, Shravani. That's it. So you can write in two different forms. When temperature is kept constant, work done is given by nRT times of log of P2 by V1 or P1 by P2. Pravalika, Rishita, Shravani, all of these answered, right? Shirisha, right? Good. So this is what the first derivation. It's done. Everything clear in this first derivation? We should understand the derivation of now these two formulas are important. In numerical problems you will be using this. For a system of 1 mole of a gas, R is by default on 8.314. T is at a constant temperature of 50 Kelvin. If the pressure changes from P1 to P2, find the amount of work done. P2 and P2 will be given, T will be given, these two will be given. You need to identify the amount of work done. Sometimes they make you P1 V1, P2 V2, sorry, P1 P2 or V1 V2. Accordingly, which data is given, you need to use this formula. And remember, for work done in isothermal process, this value would be in your question. If you find only one temperature, it means it is at constant temperature. If in your question you find that temperature changing T1 and T2, then it is not isothermal process. In your question, if you find that temperature is remaining constant throughout, then you should apply he may say isothermal process or he may not say in the question. We want these formulas to solve numerical problems, and we should be keen or clear enough to understand that whether he says in the question or not it is an isothermal process. We should be able to identify by reading the question whether it is isothermal process or not. How to identify that? If in the question there is only one temperature value throughout, then it means that temperature is kept constant. Volume change is shown or pressure change is shown, or both these things are shown, by temperature is shown only one value, then it is isothermal process. There you have to use this formula. Temperature would be only. If temperature changes, you cannot make this formula. You will use the other formula. Is this derivation clear? Work done. The final thing is that work done in isothermal process is given by nRT times of log of V2 by V1 or nRT times of log of P1 by P2. Is this derivation clear or not? If it is clear, I'll go for the next one. No responses. Yeah, Rishita says clear. Fine. So it's nothing difficult, only making use of the equations. To solve this, what is that we should know? First of all, we should know PV is equals to nRT. Secondly, we should know that small part of work done dW is given by P times of dV. Pressure into volume gives work done. Remember this from now onwards. Pressure, I'll show you. Pressure into volume always gives rise to work done. When I say small volume, I say this is small work done. To get total work done, W is equals to, we should integrate this. If you integrate this, this also gets integrated. And when you say integration, it is taking from initial value to final value. Either you say V1, V2 or V initial and V final. When you're applying low initial and final values, you're talking about the total work. If you're applying only small part of that, you're talking about the partial work done. This is called partial work done or differential amount of work done for differential change of volume, whereas total work done for total change of volume. You should know that work done is given by P into dV. One thing is PV and RT you should know. Another thing is work done is given by P into dV. By knowing these two things, it is now possible to calculate the amount of work done by using this kind of derivation. Now we talk about another derivation. Now let's talk about another derivation, important one, that is work done in adiabatic process. Work done in adiabatic process. First of all, what is an adiabatic process? That is the thing you should know. An adiabatic process is the one in which system will undergo only change in terms of its internal energy. If the system undergoes, you are supplying heat to the system. There is a system through which you are heating it by keeping it on the stove. Heat is supplied. This heat supplied is making the change of temperature, but along with this, what it is doing, it is making some kind of change of internal energy, because conversion, when does it takes place? It takes place from, or maybe temperature remains constant, but heat energy changes. What is that? It undergoes change from ice to water. During this process of ice to water, what is happening? Ice, which is in the solid state, is converting into liquid state. But during each time interval, what happens? You'll find some change of this process. Some kind of internal energy making all the molecules to bind in one particular form in the form of ice. The moment you heat it, one droplet will come out, some more heat, some more droplets, some more droplets. In that way, it is coming out. So during this particular thing, what is happening? Conversion from ice to water, what is happening? There is a change in terms of internal energy. Water will have some kind of internal energy because of some separated molecules, and this one is having some other internal energy because of closed packed molecules. Internal energy is something related to internal part of the system. Or what is that adiabatic process? Adiabatic process states that, or it is a process in which heat supplied will be utilized for the change of internal energy of the system. We don't talk anything about the change of temperature. There is a change in terms of internal energy of the system. Adiabatic process is that which is, it is resulting in change of internal energy of the system, and this is governed by the equation. We should know this one. This is new to us, not known earlier. This is adiabatic process is governed, is given by the equation PV power gamma is equals to constant. What is that? Pressure into volume to the power of gamma is called as constant, where gamma is called as the ratio of specific heats. Ratio of specific heats. We'll talk about this gamma factors in our next classes, next chapter or higher classes. Just remember that gamma is defined as the ratio of Cp by Cv. It is a ratio of specific heat. What is the meaning of ratio of specific heat? Specific heat at constant pressure to that of specific heat at constant volume. Cp indicates specific heat at constant pressure. The ratio of these two things is called as gamma. Actually, this gamma is needed to talk about the degrees of freedom of the gas. Right? Gas will have different degrees of freedom. We'll understand all the other concepts of gamma and other things in the later classes. Now, what is that? You should just remember one important thing, that adiabatic process, only equation you should remember. Adiabatic process is governed by the equation, is given by the equation PV power gamma is equals to constant, where P is pressure, V is volume, gamma is what? Gamma is called as ratio of specific heats given by Cp by Cv. Earlier we know that Cp minus Cv is equals to R. Now Cp by Cv, there are two kind of relations for Cp and Cv. Cp minus Cv is equals to R is one of the relations we have seen. This is also called as Mayer's equation. What is this called as? Mayer's equation. Nobody will ask about that, but just remember that Cp minus Cv is equals to R is one of the equation, and ratio of these two things is have one more parameter called as gamma, defined as what? Defined as ratio of specific heat. Is this equation clear? Just you should remember this new equation, something like this. If this is clear, then we go ahead for the other part. Only adiabatic process is that in which system will undergo a change in terms of supplied heat will result in the change of internal energy, and this is governed or given by the equation PV power gamma is equals to constant, where gamma is called as the ratio of specific heat. That is the ratio, ratios of Cp by Cv only is called as gamma, not Cv by Cp. Cv by Cp is not gamma. In fact, this is now going to be 1 by gamma. You cannot say random. No, it is taken. Gamma is taken in this. It is taken as a ratio of specific, defined, or gamma is defined as a. You should say this. What is gamma? Gamma is defined as a ratio of specific heat. That's it. Cp by Cv is equals to gamma. Now we go ahead. Likewise, how we did for PV is equals to nRT. Now we make use of this factor of PV for gamma is equals to constant, and we have to derive. Shall we go for derivation now? Derivation of work in adiabatic process. To go with that derivation, you should know this basic thing first of all. Is the basic part clear? Answers please. If you are clear with this basic part, we now go for the important part of derivation of work done. Right? Clear? Nikhil says clear. Right? Only one response I got. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, clear, Samina Begum. Rishita, clear, right? So I'm just having a quick recap. Adiabatic process is that process in which heat supplied will result only in the change of internal energy of the system. Internal energy change means changing from one state to the other state. Change of system is governed by change of state. What is change of state? Either from solid to liquid or liquid to gas. This is a change of state. Change of state is governed by what? Is governed by the change of internal energy. If these changes are taking place, then it is called as adiabatic process. Adiabatic process change takes place in terms of internal energy. Whereas it is governed by the equation given by PV per gamma is equals to constant, where gamma is given by ratio of specific heats. Adiabatic process is given by this equation. As of now, just remember this part. How it is like, why it is like this and all, you'll understand in your higher classes. Shravani also says clear, sir. Right. Now, let us talk about the way how to derive this part. Concentrate, lengthy derivation, and easier derivation. You should just have your concentration on this. If you concentrate, you'll understand this easily. Right? And it is something like this. Let PV power gamma is equals to constant. We already said that, right? So let us say that constant as K. Let us say this constant is something called as say some K is some constant. Then if that is the case, can you now say that if it is the case, P1 V1 power gamma is equals to P2 V2 power gamma is equals to K? Means a change of pressure from P1 to P2. System is undergoing a change of pressure from P1 to P2, V1 to V2. Accordingly, if PV power gamma is equals to constant K, then you can say that P1 V1 power gamma is equals to P2 V2 power gamma. Is this point clear? Let us say PV power gamma is equals to constant K. In that case, you can now say that P1 V1 power gamma is equals to P2 V2 power gamma. Let us say these two equals to K. Right? Therefore, let dW be the amount of work done, resulting in small changes. Same equation, dW is equals to P times of dV. Right? dW is equals to P times of dV. Now, using this first equation, can I say that P is equals to K by V power gamma? Can you replace this P by means of K by V power gamma? Raicha? Using this equation, PV power gamma is equals to K. I'm just replacing this P by what factor? P by K by V power gamma. Yes, we can do that. So I'm doing that. dW is equals to K by V power gamma times of dV. This is small part of work done. Now, how to get total work done now? How to get total work done? Now, total work done is equals to, total work done in adiabatic process is equals to, W is equals to integration of dW, integration of dW, and when you say integration of dW, it is integration of P dV. What is P now? P is K by V power gamma times of dV. This is, now when you say total, it should be taking place from initial value to final value. Yes or no? Total work done is integration of dW. dW is equals to what? K by V power gamma times of dV. Previous step accordingly. That is, whereas when you say total work done, it should take place from initial value to the final volume. That is V1 to V2. Rishta says yes, sir. Right. Now we just modify mathematical steps are easy to follow only if you concentrate. Equations appear new in the form of K, gamma, V1, V2. This looks complicated in terms of the terms, but concept wise it is easy. No difficulties at all. Just concentrate, you'll understand everything. W is equals to, I'm just integrating this. K is constant, right? Integration from by 1 by V power gamma to dV. From where to where it is taking place? It is taking place from V1 to V2. We need to now apply the formula of integration. That is, from the formula of integration, I'll write here. Since integration of 1 by x to the power of n, or will write like this. X to the power of n dx is equals to, what is the formula for this one? Integration of x to the power of n dx is equals to x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus some constants. Do you remember this formula? Do you remember this formula? Integration of x to the power of n dx is equals to x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1, right? Now, how to modify this equation for work done? This step, what I'm doing, check out. W is equals to k times of integration v to the power of minus gamma times of dv from v1 to v2. Is it right? I'm just converting this 1 by v power gamma, because if it is only 1 by v, log of v directly, but there is no 1 by v, it is 1 v to the power of something is there. So according, Shravani says yes, right. So accordingly, I'm just writing this v 1 by v power gamma as, can I write that in the form of v power minus gamma or not? Can you write that v 1 by v power gamma as v to the power of minus gamma? And this dv is as this. Now, this is in this form. In place of v you have x, in place of n you have minus gamma. Accordingly, formula for that is integration of x dx is x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1. Integration of v power minus v dv is will be equals to what? This will be equals to what? K times of integration. Now, if you remove this, if you are removing this, you are getting this formula. What did you can now write? What did you can now write? V to the power of minus gamma is v to the power of minus gamma plus 1 by minus gamma plus 1. Can you write like this? Check out. X to the power of n dx is x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1. In place of x to the power of n, we have v to the power of gamma. In place of dx, we have dv. Accordingly, what is that? In place of x, I am writing that v power minus gamma plus 1 plus 1. This is a formula. This is a formula. I am applying that formula to this one. Is this clear? Is this clear? Simple thing. Only formula. Applying the formula. First thing is that v power gamma is taken to the numerator too, so that it becomes v to the power of. Yeah, clear. Nikhil says. Right. That's fine, Nikhil. Right. Now we'll again go ahead with some more steps. What is that he has checked up here? We have done that with k to the power of some responses. Clear, sir? Clear, sir. Right. All right. 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 So what is that? 1 second. I have just disturbed the camera. Yeah. W is equals to k to the power of, clear. Right. W is equals to k to the power of v to the power of k times of v to the power of minus gamma plus 1. Now we extend this further like this. W is equals to, this gamma is constant ratio of specific hits and 1 is constant, can be taken out of this one from where to where it is taking place, from v1 to v2. Whereas k by, can I write this as 1 minus gamma for convenience sake? Minus gamma plus 1 can be written for convenience sake as 1 minus gamma. Minus gamma plus 1 for convenience, I am writing it as 1 minus gamma times of, what is this? V to the power of minus gamma plus 1. Because I have taken this and it is going from v1 to v2. What we do in the next step is that we take minus common here. So it becomes what? If you take minus, in these two terms, you take minus common, it becomes minus of gamma minus 1. Yes or no? If you take minus common in these two terms, v to the power of minus is common. These are separate terms. Now we take it becomes minus of gamma minus 1, right? Yeah, I'm just dragging a lot just to make sure that you're understanding the steps properly. W is equals to k by 1 minus gamma. W is equals, I'll just show you here. W is equals to k by 1 minus gamma. I'm writing this as what? V to the power of minus common. I'll take minus common. Then it becomes gamma minus 1. Yes or no? See. I'll take minus common. V to the power of minus common. It becomes gamma minus 1 from v1 to v2. v1 to v2. Now, why I'm taking this in terms of minus power? We can now invert the things. It is in the form of v to the power of minus x. Or can this be equal to v to the power of 1 by vx? If you have v to the power of minus, or simply we'll write like this. V inverse is equal to 1 by v. V minus is equal to 1 by v square. You can write like this, right? In the same way, this is in the form of v to the power of minus something. So we'll write that in the form of minus factors. Yes. So what is that? Amount of work done W is equals to K by 1 minus gamma times of, I can write this as 1 by V to the power of gamma minus 1 from V1 to V2, right here? Right? We can write like this, right? Yes. Right? Therefore, now this is the final formula, apply upper and lower limits. W is equals to K by 1 minus gamma times of 1 by V2 to the power of gamma minus 1 minus V1 to the power of gamma minus 1. Is that clear? V to the power of gamma minus 1 is a formula. Applying upper limits, it becomes V2 to the power of gamma minus 1. Lower limit is minus V1 to the power of 1 by V1 to the power of gamma minus 1. Fine? Clear? Clear, right? Now, we modify this to some other forms. We'll take K inside first. We'll try to put that in terms of, yeah. We'll try to put this. W is equals to 1 by 1 minus gamma times of, I'm taking K inside for both. K by V to the power of gamma minus 1, gamma minus 1. Power is minus 1. Minus K by V1 to the power of gamma minus 1. Can write like this, right? Yeah, good. Samina Begum, Rishita, Nikhil, right. I'm just taking this K inside. It has become K by V2 to the power of gamma minus 1 minus K by V1 to the power of gamma minus 1. Now what we do, we say from previous case that K is equals to, here you have check out this. K is equals to P1 V1 power gamma, P2 V2 power gamma, means K is either equals to this or equals to this. Now what we do is that in that equation, wherever you have U2 terms, we write that this equation to simplify, and wherever you have V1 terms, we write this equation. Or it means that K can be replaced by, since you have V2 here, I can write that W is equals to 1 by 1 minus gamma times of K. Can I replace this K by P2 V2 power gamma? Can you replace this? Because we have V2 term, I am writing this as P2 V2. Since you have V1 term, I am writing this one just to simplify further in terms of cancelling. Very good, Nikhil. Great. You have answered final step. Final answer you have given. I'm just dragging just to make sure that students are able to follow the steps properly. That's the reason why I'm dragging some points more and more. I'm replacing this K by P2 V2 power gamma by V2 power gamma into, this is gamma power minus 1. You can write it as V to the power of minus 1, right? Base is V2, powers are gamma minus 1. If you separate the bases, I'm separating the bases here. I want to write in terms of separate powers. Can I write this as, I'll write clearly. V2 to the power of gamma minus 1 can be written as V2 to the power gamma multiplied V2 to the power of minus 1. Can you write? First thing is K is replaced by P2 V2 power gamma. Second thing is V to the power of gamma minus 1 is written as separate bases. That is, powers are added. When bases are same, powers are added. Here powers are already added. I'm separating these powers as V2 to the power of gamma multiplied by V to the power of minus 1. If you multiply these two, now if you multiply these two, what happens? It becomes gamma minus 1. Simple thing. Right? Right. Minus K now is replaced by P1 V1 power gamma, because since we have V1, I'm using K as P1 V1 power gamma by V1 to the power of gamma multiplied by V1 to the power of minus 1. Just separating the bases here. Simple thing only. Mathematical steps are easy, simple. Only thing is that we should follow that. How are we taking that? While listening, it becomes more easy, more simple. But when you put it on the paper, if you try to do from your side, some steps would be missed out here. Gamma goes somewhere, V1, V2 become. These things will more possibilities of rearranging or going in other way. We should just have some concentration while putting all the steps properly. First I replace K by P2 V2 power gamma. Where there is V2, I am putting P2 V2 power gamma. Where there is V1, we are putting it in the form of P1 V power gamma. Now later that we are separating bases just to cancel the like terms. What can be cancelled here? V2 power gamma can be cancelled. V1 power gamma, V1 power, because multiplied, right? And finally, you can write this in this way. What did you can write? Amount of work done W is equals to 1 by 1 minus gamma times of P2. V2 inverts the denominator, goes to numerator. Right, sir? V2 minus, it is 1 by V2, it goes to number P2 V2 minus P1 V1. This is the final answer. This is a final answer for amount of work done in terms of adiabatic process. Are the things clear? Now we can modify this equation to various forms. I will take in the first. We can modify that equations to various forms. So this is one of the equation. I'll just rewrite this equation somewhere here. So what is that final equation obtained? Amount of work done in adiabatic process given by 1 by 1 minus gamma times of P2 V2 minus P1 V1. 1 by 1 minus gamma times of P2 V2 minus P1 V1. This is one of the form of amount of work done in adiabatic process. Now we modify this in one more form. Since PV is equals to nRT, P2 V2 is equals to nRT2, and P1 V1 is equals to nRT1. Can you write like this? Since PV is equals to nRT, P2 V2 can be expressed as nRT2. P1 V1 can be expressed as nRT1. Now if you replace that one, what it becomes? W is equals to 1 by 1 minus gamma times of nRT2 minus nRT1. If you take nR common out of this one, W is equals to nR by 1 minus gamma times of T2 minus T1. This is one more form of expressing the amount of work done in adiabatic process. Amount of work done. Or if you want to write in textbook, it has given in the form of T1 minus T2. In textbook, he gave that answer as T1 minus T2. If you want to write this as T1 minus T2, you can take minus common here. If you take minus common, that minus can go here and it becomes what? Or you can modify this as W is equals to nR by gamma minus 1 times of T1 minus T2. Right, Chama? Just check out, you can write or not. T1 minus T2. Can you write like this? Different forms, one formula only. All these talks about same thing. All these talks about same thing, but in different forms. It is either 1 minus gamma T2 minus T1 or gamma minus 1 T1 minus T2. Adnan Sani says T2 minus T1. Very good. So this is what the equation. Now these are the three forms of equations for amount of work done in adiabatic process. Amount of work done in adiabatic process is given by 1 minus gamma times of P2 V2 minus P1 V1. Now these formulas we use in the questions to solve numerical problems, and you should understand which formula has to be used as per the question. From the question, you should understand what is given data. Is given change of pressures or is given change of temperature. If change of temperature is given, it should give you the number of moles and R is constant. Gamma value will also be given. And in thermodynamics of physics, we follow this thing. Amount of work done is positive if work is done by the system. If work done by the system, we say amount of work done to be positive. That is W is greater than 0. If amount of work is done on the system, then W is less than 0. two kind of cases: amount of work done by the system, amount of work done on the system. Amount of on the system, work done is less than 0. This is called as on the system. In physics, we deal two cases: either work is done by the system or work is done on the system. Work done by the system is considered as positive. Work done on the system is considered as negative. It means that work done on the system means negative, means work done is less than 0. Work done is, you should remember these 2 points. Sometimes this may be asked in bits. What is amount of work done by the system, positive or negative? What is amount of work done by the system, positive or on the system or by the system? We follow like this. It is different from chemistry. Remember, in chemistry some other notations are followed. Same chapter of thermodynamics in chemistry, they follow some other notation. You should follow according to the subject. Their textbooks follow some mechanism. Ultimate conclusion would be the same again. Clear? The concept's clear now. I'll just stop recording. This class is finished with these 2 derivations, and in next class we'll wind up the things with different kinds of laws. That is second law. I can take that also, but I just want to take that now. I just want to take it in the next class. Clear, sir? Very good. I'm just stopping the recording because class is up.